Will the real 49ers please stand up? We are here. Welcome back to the Coaches Huddle with the Field Beats family. It's your boy, the coach, and I am flanked to my right, my guy, my man with the plan, ChunderBoi, for another scheduled installment of the Neutral Zone. ChunderBoi, how are you doing, brother?
I'm doing great if I could get my freaking camera angle fixed.
Okay. Technical difficulties.
We're gonna roll
I'm no stranger to him. I have I commentated an entire drive on mute Sunday, so it was.
I missed that one.
Yes, like
it's rough.
Oh man, like the thing that's so crazy, man, is I actually had a teammate of mine that I played with in West Virginia. Me and him were texting back and forth during the halftime, and he had to text me and I didn't get the text. I got the text notification like, yo, you're muted. Like, I don't hear you. So it was crazy, man. But hey, look, let's get straight to it. I'm excited. I'm sure you are. The Niners have just climbed to 7-4, third in the NFC West, a half a game behind Seattle, a game and a half behind the Rams, and they both have tiebreakers with the two. They are the 7th seed in the NFC in the NFC playoff race. We're kind of sitting pretty. Now, let's contextualize it a little bit. I just want to know where you stand with the takeaways. There was so much going on. Brock's first game back. This is the healthiest we've been out of the 53. I think everybody
offensively.
Yeah, this is as far as the 53 is concerned, and injuries as far as guys on IR, that's good, but nobody was out. Like, we played everybody. Diamond Lenore was the only guy that looked like he wasn't going to be able to go that day, and Diamond Lenore went. So 41-22. Give me your takeaways and I'll give you mine. So give me about 1 to 2 of yours and then I'll kind of chime in.
It was nice to see the offense come alive. As much as I'd love to give Purdy all sorts of credit, there were so many contributing factors. The turnovers, the special teams did an incredible. This is probably the best special teams game that we've played.
Mm-hmm.
And so, there's a lot of people that are trying to make the narrative like, well, Brock comes back, he plays against Arizona, and how did Mac do against Arizona? And like, stop it. We can be fans of Brock Purdy without having to make stuff up. So that was kind of my big takeaway. Is the offense really seemed to come alive, and to me, that was it was great to see Brock play well after a long stretch off. But that to me was more about the offense and some continuity, finally getting some continuity in the offense. And also with the run blocking seems to be improving. Like, we're finally starting to get a little bit of continuity in the run blocking. And so those are kind of some of the takes. And then the other take is just this defense, if they don't figure out a pass rush, and I don't know the answer. I really don't. Robert Saleh is going to have to pull some rabbits out of his
17% pass rush, all-time low.
So if this defense doesn't get some pressure, we are cooked. And I don't care how good the offense plays. We're going to lose every game 45-40.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to burn any of the topics that we have, but one thing is that I really wanted to see what our identity looked like having Brock back and the entire offense healthy as far as guys that are available. So we are an offensively led team, bro. Like, years past,
took 9 years.
It took 9 years, but in years past, man, no matter how good we've been, no matter how explosive and efficient that we've been on offense, it has always been the defense that's been the teeth. of this team, right? The defense travels. The defense has always been what you would be able to say is elite when you cross compare them with every other unit around the 32 teams that are in the league. And like we just have mentioned, man, we're battle worn as far as defense is concerned. And we got a lot of holes. And like I said, you started out with it, and I've been circling around it. I don't have answers, and it's hard for me to assess them fairly when I know what they have or don't have, rather.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's hard for you to just completely just point a finger at them and say, do better. You got a shot head. You know what I mean? Like, linebackers aren't using blurred vision. It's like, dude, you got third stringers out there, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The practice squad is playing for real.
Exactly. Literally. So, there was one point where Curtis Robinson, I didn't even think he was going to make it through the game. He kept going down multiple
times. I thought we were going to have to go nickel the rest of the way just because we only had 2 linebackers.
Man. So for me, identity, that's the biggest thing. We are offensively led. We got to be able to push the tempo with offense. We got to be able to put points on the board. We can't start slow. We can't afford to waste drives with our defense. When our defense gets a 3 and out, that's damn near almost like our offense getting 3 points. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you've got to play complementary football.
That's right.
In a sense that in other ways, it would be the offense is getting rewarded by the defense. It's the other way around. You know what I mean? Like, the defense, if they get a 3 and out, we got to get points. We got to make good on their effort.
That's right.
So that's 1. 2, special teams. It was a mixed bag. Obviously, Sky Moore going off for the longest kick return that I've ever been a part of as a fan here. Which was amazing. Right out the gate, all the way down to the 1-yard line, allowed us to really tip the scales of the game, punch it right in. Special teams, and in games past, like, I don't want to be too negative. In games past, Pinheiro has been the guy. You know what I mean?
He's been
he's been a guy. He's been kind of set it and forget it. And what's even wilder about that is that, he kind of came in with this attitude of, like, I know what I'm here for. I'm a game time guy. I'm not here for the fluff. I'm here to actually make the kicks and get the hell out of the way, which I loved. And he was building swagger about himself.
Yep.
Now, I said all of the good shit. We missed 4 goddamn extra points, man.
Not in this game. We missed 2 in this game.
Yeah. No, we've missed 4, period.
4, yeah.
Yeah. Dog, 2 in this game.
Yeah.
It got to the point, he's injured now, but even to the point where we were going for 2 because we didn't have any faith in kicking an extra point. This is something that could be concerning down the line. And I tell you right now, do you think that we're in a position where we should be looking for kickers?
Well, we're going to have to. He's going to be out for a little bit of time. The reason we were going for 2, I think, is because he got injured.
Mm-hmm.
And then, also don't forget that we had a field goal blocked as well. And the guy Calais Campbell ran into the center while he was blocking it. And so we got to kick it again from 47 instead of 60. So the special teams has definitely been an up and down back, but this is one of those situations where you have to have some context. We've had the worst special team unit for the really since Kyle Shanahan's been here, but the last 5 years have been atrocious. We've been a bottom 2 or bottom 3 special teams unit year after year after year. So the fact that we're getting some sort of consistency, it seems like there is some momentum that's building with our return units. They're starting to create some lanes. Our coverage units have been much better this season. So all in all, I'm really, really happy with the way the special teams have performed. Eddie Pinheiro has been a stud. The extra point things is a head scratcher, but I'll take 100% on field goals and 90% on extra points all day long.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want to let him go. But I'll tell you this, man. It's like kickers are like flowers, man. Once they go bad,
they stay bad.
That's it.
Yep.
Right. So That's my two biggest takeaways that I've seen. What else do you got as far as takeaways?
Really just that I want to kind of commend Kyle for a minute and also Saleh, because although that defense, and there's all these gaudy numbers being thrown out, 47, NFL record in completions and 450 plus yards passing and stuff like that. Let's not forget that this game was like 30 something to 10 when the 49ers started playing ultimate soft coverage, rushing nobody and giving Brissett all day to throw the ball for almost the entire second half. And the 49ers defense actually did play well when they were engaged in playing their defense and not just playing a super vanilla off coverage defense. They actually did play well in the first part of that game.
Yeah. One thing that I will say for me, as far as takeaways are concerned, we got to do something at linebacker. Tatum Bethune is down with a high ankle sprain. He's going to be out for multiple weeks. High ankle sprains are at least 4 weeks. It's kind of like a 4 to 6 week injury. Again,
you'll have a guy sometimes tape it up and come back in 2 or 3 weeks, but he's not healthy. He's just getting out there and playing, even though he's not even close to healthy.
Yeah. I mean, again, he's scraping the pot. You know what I mean? We are scraping the pot as far as what we can do at linebacker. I don't know what do we do? Any type of, Nick Martin got in. It seems like Nick Martin just trying to ramp up his usage. Is it negative to ask, is Nick Martin deserving to get on the field by circumstance, or is he really ready to play?
I don't know that it's fair or not. And to be totally honest, I don't really care if it's fair. He was drafted in the 3rd round. He has all the athleticism. He has all the tools. We need to find out if this guy can play or not. It'd be nice to be able to give him a redshirt year and give him another offseason if he's just not there for whatever reason. But I really don't care. He's an NFL football player now, and he needs to get out there and he needs to perform. So now I can have let's give the kid some grace if he has some bumps in the road and stuff like that. But no, I think it's totally fair. Go play, but big fella.
All right. As far as the narrative is concerned, how do you feel about the overall game? Period. We're gonna get the Brock. We are.
Yeah. Yeah. Too much hyperbole in both directions. It was the Cardinals. It was the Cardinals. Any huge, massive takeaways in this game are probably wrong. It was the Cardinals. So I want to see us play. I want to see our defense play against an offense that's been very under the radar this season in the Carolina Panthers on prime time. I want to see our offense and our offensive line. The defensive line for Carolina is better than Arizona's. So I want to see a couple of more games to see if this is all a mirage. Was it just the Cardinals, or are we actually cooking with some gas on offense?
Okay. So right now, SH9 again says, guys, can we keep it a buck? The game didn't improve anything. Cardinals were more injured than us.
No, that's not correct. That's absolutely not correct. They're not more injured. You might say they have more players that are injured. So they're not missing a Nick Bosa, a Fred Warner, and there's not a team in the league that's more injured. No.
All right. By the numbers.
Yeah. I still don't think that's correct. I think we're number 2 in the NFL in the amount of games missed by our opening day 22 starters.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to a couple of super chats because they're loading up, man. So right here, too much sauce. Thanks, bro. Should Jake Brindle be afraid of Matt Hennessy? No.
Unfortunately.
No.
Unfortunately,
no.
Yeah, in a world where coach is in charge of those decisions, he definitely should be afraid of Matt Hennessy. But in a world where Kyle Shanahan is in charge of those decisions, he has nothing to worry about.
No, I think that Jake Brindle, look, for what it's worth, let's just talk about the positives. He has a phenomenal command of the offense.
That he does.
All right. He always gets us in the right spot as far as being able to understand mic calls, being able to understand exactly what goes on with switches internally when games were being played with stunts. He's always there to be able to pick and pop guys. He's a very conscientious player. There's very rarely do I see Jake Brendel on the field? And the first critique that I have is, what are you doing? You're out of phase. You're not running the right way. You don't know the play. You're not picking up. You're not intelligently being able to adapt to what's going on with you right now. So as far as just knowing the offense, Jake Brendel and Matt Hennessy do not compare.
No,
it's night and day, not even close. All right. Particularly because of the way this offense is ran, you do need the center to be right majority of the times, because either he's backside scooping, or he's front side comboing, or he's peeling back for one of their play action pass protections. He does a lot. He gets people in the right spot a lot. And with Matt Hennessy, I do agree that Matt Hennessy can look good in the offense, especially with Mac as quarterback, because we're trying to get the ball out as fast as possible. There's not a lot of time for him to necessarily be in the wrong spot or have the wrong get off. But when the bullets are flying and you're going literally the wrong direction on plays, or you're confused on pass protection fits and going and sliding to the wrong protection, you can't have that. Not with what we got going on as far as being able to keep quarterbacks healthy. So I as far now on the plus side, I can see why you would ask this question, because Matt Hennessy is way more of a busier player than Jake Brendel, if we're being nice.
I think he flat out executes better too. I just think he executes the plays a little better than Jake does.
Yeah, I think he just has a better motor, flat out.
I totally agree.
All right, he picks up trash. He's going to do more. He's going to play to the echo of the whistle. Just off youth, strength, being able to be an offensive lineman that's going to be pesky, finishing off blocks, all of that from Matt Hennessy. He just doesn't know what the hell he's doing sometimes, and you can't have it. If you don't know what you're doing, you can't be on the field. Flat out. That's it. All right. Hey, I want winners. $2. Thank you. Can Brock have Hall of Fame potential? No. Word?
No. I have a great comp when we get to that segment. You're gonna love my comp.
All right. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about Brock Purdy. Also, I've been meaning to bring this up. We got a member.
Here we go.
We got members, bro. I'm membered up. I'm something like a member getter.
Attaboy, coach.
Okay, you got you got a members only jacket. You know what I'm saying? I got a members only card. Come to the Players Club. You got to be a member. So look, I got memberships on the Coaches Huddle, the heart of the huddle. The first perk that you get with being a member of the Coaches Huddle is you get the exclusive access and webinar link to the 3 Deep show with me, Jesse, and Grant, one time weekly, every week. All right. So that's one thing that you're also going to get. You're also going to get exclusive content. Coach is something of a culinary explorer. You know, I'm going to have some good cooking videos on there. We're going to get some recipes together. All right. You want to cook
I love that.
You want to cook a pork shoulder the right way. All right. We're talking about real old lineman eats here, baby. All right. You want to, if Jesse's still watching, bro, tell him about our Mexican spot, bro. Tell him about our Mexican spot. How we used to lay it down. Talking to my offensive lineman teammate right now in the chat.
There we go.
All right. You want to cook some stuffed salmon. All right. You want to cook some red snapper. How about some French onion soup with some spatchcock chicken and roasted vegetables? I got you. All right. Most of my followers are men, and I'm going to have you guys knocking your wives, girlfriends, and loved ones' socks off. All right? So we're going to get some cooking videos going. Cooking with Coach.
I love it.
It's coming to the members, baby. So look, that's what you get, man. New members, you got to love it. TVU, $2. Bring in Moody for just PATs and Pinero for field goals. That's insane. Smack Jones, $4.99. Thanks, brother. Can we look at Christian Wilkins, Jerry Hughes, Justin Simmons, even Jawan Bentley? Well, Christian Wilkins, I think he's injured. I don't know what's going on with Jerry Hughes. Justin Simmons, that's old. I don't think that would be able to help us out either. And Juwan Bentley seems like somebody we could kick the tires on. What do you think?
Is Justin Simmons not on a roster? The two names on here that is Bentley and yes is Bentley and Christian Hughes or Christian Wilkins. Those are the two, but I don't think we need to go there.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, look. Hey, let me tell you something, man. We also got look. This is my boy Jesse, man. You guys, Jesse Carmen is one of the baddest dudes I know. All right. You want some good old-fashioned whoop-ass north-south football in the heart of Ohio, okay? You check out my boy right now doing things on the high school level, all right? My boy is killing. True old lineman content. We're going to be throwing some food around. I got a question in here asking me if, Coach, I smoke. Listen, let me tell you something. You smoke a barbecue, Coach. Not only do I smoke a barbecue, tomorrow's my birthday. And
I missed it. I was going to hit you with that.
Let me tell you the greatest woman on planet Earth. My girl, when I went downstairs, she says, you know what? Pack up Hannibal. We hopping in the truck. We're going for a trip tomorrow. We're going to go get you a new grill tomorrow. So not only do we smoke and we barbecue, but we got a brand new grill. Hey, get your memberships up, man. It's coming. All right? It's coming. Now, let's get back to football. Hey, Simmons is not on the roster, but close to retiring. Thank you, Tom. And me and Tom Jensen, my right-hand man of the Faithful Review, we will be going this week. So I got you, Tom. All right? So, look, hey, we got Broke Coaches Podcast. Come on, dog. We got to do it. We got to make our money. We got to make our money. So, hey, let me tell you, what do you think about the next topic, which we'll get into, Brock versus Mac? Now, Twitter was on fire yesterday, okay?
You stretch out for this one.
Twitter was on fire. Hey, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Twitter was on fire, and there was a question that was asked, simply asked, would Mac have beaten Arizona too?
Of course, he already beat him.
Hey, you're triggered, man. About? You're triggered, brother. Can I get the topic out? That's all I'm asking. Let me get the topic out. Come on, ChunderBoi. A little professionalism.
That's fair.
So look, Brock Purdy comes in, gives us 19 for 26, 200 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. All right. We already understand what Mac Jones has done for us in his stead out of 5 or 6 games that he's played. There were some people, some fans who noticed that the Cardinals were not necessarily a staunch foe. All right. Not really a hard game. All right. Sisters of the poor. And Brock came in with a full set offense and performed swimmingly. Christian McCaffrey even goes as far as to say, vintage Brock. Okay? Now, there's a skepticism side of the fan base, a skeptical side of the fan base, some cynics that look at Brock's performance and say, hey, man, we see Mac. We see what Mac Jones did against the Rams back-to-back. We see what Mac Jones did against other teams. Could we have done this with Mac Jones? Number one, I want you to answer the question, but before you answer the question, answer this. Is that fair to ask?
Of course it is. Mac earned the right for us to have a conversation about whether or not he should lead the team. Mm-hmm. He played well enough. He led the team well enough with a lot of disadvantages. He earned the right to have this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, it doesn't. When one guy makes 250, another guy makes 10, then the guy that makes 250 is going to play.
Right.
And that's the other guy has to play so much better that he forces the coach to make a decision that's going to really piss off his owner. And Mac didn't play that well.
That's all you got?
Oh, if you're giving me the stage, I got plenty more. All right. So let me ask you a quick question on this.
I'm about to say, like, out with it, bro. The only reason why I'm deadpanning you right now is because this is not what you do behind closed doors. I thought you had a follow-up.
All right.
Yeah, you're being very professional right now. And I need, come on, man. I need to let the Georgia out. Let the Georgia out.
Is the 2025 version of Mac Jones the best version of his professional career?
Yes.
Has how he's played with the that's the best he's played in his professional career, and I agree.
Yeah.
Is the 2024 version of Brock Purdy the worst version of Brock Purdy that we've seen?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you could argue he's had a few games here and there maybe that were not in 2024 that were worse, like the Ravens game. But as far as a stretch of games over time, the worst that we've seen him is in the 2024 season. Okay. Now, if you look at and I'll get to film in a second for all the people that are going to jump through the screen and say I'm trying to box score scout. If you look at the actual numbers of Mac Jones on the 49ers this year, Brock Purdy, not this year, not 2023 with the supposed Avengers, but Brock Purdy in 2024, okay? Mm-hmm. Mac Jones this season, 69% completion, 7.4 yards per attempt. Brock Purdy's is better. Touchdown to turnover ratio of 13-10. Brock's is better. If you go to the actual numbers based on not just like the yards per attempt, stuff like that, you go to more of the advanced metrics. EPA, Brock has a significantly better EPA in 2024 than what Mac has had this year. You go through all of the metrics, with the exception of one or two that you try to pick out, 95% of them all point to Brock Purdy played better. Not this season. Brock Purdy played last season. His worst football was better than what Mac Jones did this season playing his best football. That's point number one. Point number two, if you actually consider the players available, so on and so forth, Mac Jones has had Christian McCaffrey for the entire season this year. Mm-hmm. Brock Purdy did not have CMC. He did not have the focal point of the offense. If you also consider the defense was allowing more points, it was one of the worst defenses in football last year. If you also then consider further that Brock Purdy last year in the 2024 season, they had the worst separation rate amongst NFL wide receivers for the last 15 years. So he had the worst amount of separation, one of the worst offensive lines as far as protection goes. He had one of the worst defenses in football, the worst special teams in football, and he still played better than Mac is playing right now. And yet everybody wants to act like Mac's the better quarterback. So all of it comes down to this, and I'll give you my comps in a minute. Mm-hmm. Neither one of these guys are elite quarterbacks.
Oh, there we go. Now we're talking.
Yeah, so early on, I thought Brock, after how well he played, with no offseason, because in offseason, the fourth quarterback does not get reps. So his rookie year, he got no offseason reps. Mm-hmm. He eventually gets elevated to the scout team, and he starts getting some reps 3 weeks before he starts an NFL game. Mm-hmm. And he comes out, and his first 16 games are insane. NFC Championship game, gets hurt. Then, with the exception of a couple of bad games late, in 2023, he's awesome. We go all the way to the Super Bowls. Right? Brock Purdy's awesome out of the gate. Mm-hmm. If Brock Purdy improves off of that, he's Drew Brees 2.0. That is the. Let me finish.
Hey! This is a drug. This is a drug-free. Yeah. This is a drug-free podcast, man. Okay.
Let me. All right. What do you always tell me? Let me land this plane.
Brock Purdy 2.0. Drew Brees 2.0 off of Brock Purdy just getting on the field, bro. You got to slow your roll.
I'm going to. You got to let me land the plane.
Slow your roll, Jelly Roll. All right. All right. Okay.
So at the time, after that Super Bowl run, after his first full season, he's an MVP candidate, all these things. If you look at that Brock Purdy then, and you say, if he gets better, what are you looking at? You're looking at like the next version of Drew Brees. However, after that, Brock Purdy continues to go very up and hill, very rocky. and then follows that up by having his worst season as a pro in 2024. So the idea that he might eventually get to that elite level of somebody like Drew Brees, that's gone out the window. Trying to make the argument that he's the next Drew Brees is no longer a valid argument. Okay, so what is the proper comp for Drew Brees? I'm sorry,
you mean Brock Purdy?
It's Doug Flutie.
Doug Flutie,
okay,
bro.
So
hold
Doug
on.
Flutie's an
why do you have me searching up Doug Flutie during the show?
Doug Flutie's an undersized guy,
all right,
under the radar, didn't have all the size and dimensions, but he was a gamer. And he would go out there and he would ball. And sometimes he would go out there and he'd throw 4 interceptable balls, and he'd also throw 4 touchdowns in the same game. He had a similar game to Brock and everything else. The comp for Brock Purdy is actually now Doug Flutie, and that's not much. It's a compliment to Brock, sort of, because Doug Flutie is kind of an all-timer as far as quarterbacks in the lore of quarterbacks, not as far as play. So when you look at somebody like Brock Purdy, that's what you're getting. You're getting a quarterback who is always trying to get everything he can from the defense, and that means he's going to make some bad throws. He's going to put the ball in danger. When you have a Mac Jones as your quarterback, it's almost the opposite. You're going to leave some plays on the field. Mac Jones, there's some plays he's not going to throw. There's some throws he won't make, so on and so forth, but he's not going to make as many mistakes. When you go through all of the different numbers. Okay, now, I said I would talk about film. So let's talk about film for a second. I'm not just box score scouting. If you go back, you want to talk about the Arizona game, go back and watch the Mac Jones offense in the first Arizona game. All 3 of the first drives stalled. All 3 drives. He had Ricky Pearsall on the first 2 drives wide open for a touchdown, or at least a potential touchdown. And on the third drive,
I gotta slow you down. I gotta slow you down. When you get anecdotal.
No, I'm just pointing out one. I can point out many film sessions. That's one of the film sessions that you can point to.
What you're doing is you're getting anecdotal. All right. And what I mean by that is you're starting to cherry pick instances that lean towards your narrative when you yourself don't know the full context of what you were looking at, right? So looking at a quarterback during the game, looking at a broadcast view of the game and seeing the offense stalling, what you're bringing up, guys that are wide open. Dude, there's progressions, there's protections, there's breakdowns in protections, there's breakdowns in communication.
Of course.
It's hard to get anecdotal it's hard to do that. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to step on your point.
No,
but
I totally understand what you're saying.
Recorded. This shit is recorded. They're gonna go. Somebody's gonna go back and listen to what you're saying.
I'm talking about the all-22 film from the Arizona Cardinals game, the first one they played.
Okay.
Go watch the first 3 drives. He misses. Now, the reason I point that out is just because it's one of the clear examples. But you can see the same thing game after game after game after game with Mac. There are literally dozens of examples where there's a guy breaking open on a crosser route, and he dumps it off to CMC. And there's other times. One of the things you're going to get with Brock is you will see this, and this happens pretty often with Brock. He actually will skip a second read and go straight to his third guy because that guy's breaking open, and he'll throw an anticipatory ball to the third guy and not even look at the second guy in the read. Why? Because he reads the whole field. The idea that Mac processes better than Brock is nonsense.
Who says that?
The tape.
I feel like, hold on, wait a minute. In your takes, you can't start replying to things that weren't said. Who said that Mac Jones' process is better than Brock Purdy?
Literally,
who said that?
Okay, well, aside from Grant Cohn and so many other, Grant Cohn would be one to point out, but the content community and on X, the last several weeks, there have been post after post after post from some of the biggest people on X talking about Mac Jones processes better. There's literally lists of who does what better. It's Mac, and the only thing that Brock gets credit for is athleticism. I've seen that list a dozen times on X. That's a legitimate narrative that people are trying to push.
I believe that. Do you think that Mac Jones is operating the same offense that you saw Brock Purdy operate Sunday?
Absolutely not.
All right, then. All
I
right,
think
then.
that
So
Kyle Shanahan gives Brock way more downfield options and things to look at. Do you know how many passes beyond 20 yards Mac Jones completed the entire 8 games?
I don't care that much. No.
It's like 2, I think. Like, he doesn't push the ball down the field at all.
Yeah. Look, I'll say this.
Let me close with something real quick before I throw
All
it
right.
over to you, because I just want to make everything super clear.
Okay.
Mac Jones and Brock Purdy, neither one of them are elite quarterbacks. They both have flaws.
Right.
So
that's what I'm saying here. It's like
so you
are
have
we
to
really
decide which
arguing
flaws.
over 2 fat chicks right now?
Yeah, we kind of
Is that what we're doing right now?
Yeah, the lights haven't come back up on the in the club.
The lights
yet,
ain't come
so
on at the club yet.
better.
She's mine, bro.
Yeah, that's
like,
exactly what
come
we're
on,
doing.
Man.
So
over here about to kill each other over these warlocks.
The way you have to view this is, which flaws do you prefer? With Mac Jones, you get a quarterback where there's probably not as many explosives. He might miss a play here and there that you'd like him to take a shot on because he doesn't really have that gunslinger mentality we've talked about. He's way more controlled, composed, so on and so forth. He's just going to take what's there, and he's going to make less mistakes. But with Brock Purdy, that they do.
They keep you warm, baby.
With Brock Purdy, you're going to get more mistakes, but you're going to get way more explosive plays because he takes more shots at explosive plays. I would rather have the guy where he opens up the offense and creates more explosive plays. The ball moves better. Our third down efficiency is better. Our red zone efficiency is better. The ball moves better, and the offense scores more points with Brock Purdy, and that's what I care about. How many points do they score?
I think, Mac coming in, this is one thing that was kind of always hilarious about Mac Jones coming in and playing for us for the amount of time he did, is that nobody knew that Mac was going to come in, right? Brock getting hurt surprised us all. I think he even finished the game that he got hurt in.
Correct.
So it shocked us all that Brock was hurt. So Mac coming in, nobody really had plans for what Mac Jones was going to do. And the only reason why I bring that point up is that it was really funny to compare, and I did it too. I'm in the group. It is what it is.
Yeah,
but it was really fair. Yeah, we listen and we don't judge.
That's right.
But it was kind of funny to compare, what Mac had done in the offense versus what Brock had done in the offense, because this was a new iteration of the offense anyway, as far as 2025 is concerned. And you really had only seen one game of Brock. That's right. So one thing that did stick out to me with Brock being in is that he has way more of a command of the offense as far as understanding the mechanisms of the offense and what to get to if the defense is giving him something. Case in point, the first touchdown that he threw, that was a canned call. He actually switched out of what they had and got to something else. The other touchdown that he got to Christian into the left flat, I believe that was maybe the third touchdown drive that they had. That ball wasn't supposed to go to Christian. Brock actually froze. Brock actually froze the defender to be able to help George get to a pick play so Christian could be open in the flat. I mean, so those are little nuances of the game of the offense that you really didn't get a chance to see early on with Brock being hurt and coming out of the game. And who knows what type of development we'd be seeing out of Brock right now had he not been hurt all this time. Now, I will say this, everybody was there for him yesterday. And we still need to be able to see what Brock Purdy is going to be able to do against the rest of the league, right? So that's another thing that also comes up as well.
Cannot lose that.
Yeah, they suck, bro. So, let's just flat out. And then also, we'll be able to see what they do against Carolina. Cleveland always seems to be a game where they do not play games. Now, look, say what you want. Shedeur Sanders struggled, but Cleveland's defense, dog, hey, bro, they are not Carolina, and they damn sure ain't Arizona. I'll tell you this right now. Cleveland is going to be a game. Then you also got Indy, and really the last 3 games are going to make or break our season. Indy, Chicago, and Seattle. So
agreed.
I had this conversation with Jesse I had this conversation with Jesse yesterday when we were doing Cover 2, and I'm sure you watched a little bit of the show. And so you know, Jesse, you watched every minute. Okay, so you know, Jesse don't have no cut cards.
Yeah,
for Brock, he don't care.
Nope.
And my thing was, you understood what I was trying to say, which was
totally.
There's so much more football for that narrative to be squarely where you want it to be.
That's right.
Right. If you really want to understand where Brock stands right now, we've got more than enough time.
All right, let that breathe a little bit.
You gotta let it cook,
breathe a little.
You gotta let it cook, man. So, hey, listen, I love the topic, Brock versus Mac. Okay, but I get it. Now we got our franchise quarterback in. It was cool to have a little bit of a hall pass, get out here, flirt with your backup quarterback, but it's time to come home.
Yeah,
it's time to bring your ass home. Okay, and turn off the light when you come inside.
And now, let's do so knowing that if Brock Purdy turns out, it turns out he actually is a pumpkin, if it turns out he never returns to 2023 form, you've got a really good option to turn to, who you know at the very least is not going to make a lot of mistakes.
We got him for another year. We'd be fools not to hold on to him. All right, so let's go ahead and look into
the rest of
some more super chats. Alex Toussaint 662, is 29 inches enough arm length in the trenches? No. That's a little too short. My dog, Jesse Carmen, was a new member, man. Hey, it's my dog, man. It's my dog, always backing me up, man. Hey, look, Alex Toussaint 662. We already answered that question. Daza 187. Thank you. Why we even comparing Brock versus Mac? Brock is getting $50 million more a year than Mac. And how? Let me finish. And how's Brock? Look, let's not cut off the money. And how's Brock look since the Super Bowl? I see what he's getting at. What he's getting at is that the conversation lends itself because Brock is not Mr. Irrelevant anymore. He's got the bag now, and the bag comes with responsibility. All right. So if you're gonna get paid to be the man, you gotta be the man. So what do you say to this, Brockolite, president of all Brocksters?
Two things. Number one, he's not a $50 million a year quarterback. We have to stop acting like the contract he signed.
Oh,
and the numbers,
my God, bro. What? Do not pull out your fucking protractor on this one, dude. I hate it when you do that shit. He's making $54 million a year, man.
His cap hit does not go over 35 for the next 4 seasons. He's got a huge number of $74 million 6 years from now, and that's the only reason the contract looks like it does. And they will fix that number when they get there. He is not a $50 million a year quarterback, first of all. Second of all, if we sign Mac Jones to an extension this offseason and trade Brock, do you think Mac's going to sign a $30 million contract? Of course not. He's going to sign a $40 or $45 million contract, and there's a real situation where that contract may actually have more cap against the 49ers than the one that Brock is currently on. Mac might literally cost us more money against the cap, which is the only money that actually matters, than Brock Purdy.
Let me ask you one question.
Yes, sir.
Does Brock Purdy getting paid the salary that he got paid and where it ranks him amongst his contemporaries lend itself to him having a heightened scrutiny on his performance as a starting quarterback of the 49ers?
1,000%.
All right, then what the fuck are you talking about? Then what is all of that? Come on, what is all of that isosceles, prososceles? What the hell is all that shit for?
The idea
30 million, 40 million. Like, come on, bro.
The idea that you're going to get the play that you got from Mac Jones for 10 million or the play you get from Brock for 50 million, even if Brock is a little bit better, you should still go with Jones because it's better for your roster construction. That's what that narrative is all about. But the fact is that narrative is not accurate because Brock is not a $50 million quarterback. He's a $25 to $35 million quarterback over the next 4 years. And Mac Jones will immediately become at least a $35 to $40 million quarterback as soon as he signs a new deal. And if he becomes your starter, that's exactly what he's going to do. The narrative that the money makes it easier to build around Mac is just not correct.
I hate it when you do all of this.
Hey, I was good at algebra, right?
That shit is so annoying, bro. Like, anyway, bro. Anyway. Oh, so look,
I got a whole show coming on just Cap as soon as I can figure out StreamYard.
Well, you can get over there to ChunderBoi's channel at the Niner Narrative if you want to watch 6 plus 9 have sex with each other. if you want addition to have sex with multiplication, you can go over to ChunderBoi's channel. This is what I wanted to get to. Gammon, my guy, gives 20 gifted for the Coaches Huddle memberships. Dude, the next 20 memberships of the Coaches Huddle are free based off of Gammon. Gammon, like, we already done this, man. You can't, first of all, I feel like this is aggressive gratitude now. Like, Gammon is so fucking nice. I feel like Gammon tries to be so nice that he wants to interrupt the show with nice bombs. And he's like, hey, you know what? I got a real cool way to fuck with these dudes. Let me do something super nice and make these dudes derail the whole damn show so they can just talk about me. Thank you, Gammon, so much. We'll talk about it later in the chat. Doug Flutie, $2. It's a fair comparison, in my opinion. Let's move on. We're not trying to get you fired up. Anyway, Cam's Dad, $2. Thank you, Cam's Dad. Coach, they say Mac is better for click money. Okay. Oh, he's better for clicks.
Clickbait.
Okay. Yeah, clickbait. I get that.
There are definitely some out there doing that.
Awesome. Dazzle. Go ahead.
I don't think guys like Grant and Jay, some of the top content creators that run with some of those types of narratives, they're not doing that for clicks. They're doing that because that's how they see it. And some of the things that they say are dead right. Like,
I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'll tell you this right now. The supporters, you guys see us way more than we see ourselves on YouTube, right? So there are a lot of you where it's weird to say, but there are a lot of you who know my face. They know my tone of voice. You can tell when I'm capping. You can tell when I'm putting on, when it's like, Coach does not believe this shit. Bro, it's very easy to tell. All right. Yep. Sometimes I cap on here. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But the truth is that these dudes, what they're saying, they truly believe it. You know what I'm saying? It's really their narrative. It's what how they believe the team should be ran. And they have a voice. Dazza. 0187. Thanks, Dazza. How many times in Brock's career has he passed for 40 plus attempts? Mac did it twice back to back. Sounds like Kyle trusts Mac more. He leaned on Mac heavily. What do you have to say about that?
I'll touch on this later when we get to the CMC Kittle.
Okay. Let's get on it now. TV $2. Thank you. Yator Akub Gross Matos, a needle mover when back. Maybe. If
he stays healthy for more than 7 minutes.
That's the thing, man. The health, he can't stay healthy. Gojira Von Jinx is a member. Thank you for becoming a member. You already know what's going, man. These memberships taking off, man. Join now. Get with it. Hey, now look, let's get on to our next topic. There was an awesome conversation that we had in the chat, basically, and it was raised on what we feel like the engine of the offense has become, always has been, and maybe needs to be recognized moving forward. So I'm going to let you get into George Kittle. Now, honestly, when he came back, the offense, all facets of the game, and good on George, because George really does have clairvoyance. He talked about this in a press conference before he was back. And the exact questions were, what do you think is going on with the run game? Why can't we get the run game going? How do you think the offense is going to change with you injected into the lineup? And George intelligently broke down not only what he thought was wrong with the offense, but you see those things playing out in real time. First thing he talked about was injuries. That's a no-brainer. People need to get healthier. Secondly, he talked about guys being able to play longer together in certain run fits so they can be able to understand the angles, understand what guys do well, nuances of the game, building chemistry inside the offense. And then thirdly, he also talked about flatly just having everybody back together. All right. His first game back, he was heavily used in the run game, which we needed him. But now that George has been back for 3 straight games, I'd say that he's fully back and he's got his legs under him. Tell me how you feel about George Kittle being the engine of the offense.
So it occurred to me that CMC gets, and deservedly so, he is consistently called like he is the offense. The whole offense is built around Christian McCaffrey. And when he's not available, the offense doesn't work because the entire thing is engineered for him. Mm-hmm. And that's a reasonable position. However, I've just noticed some things with George Kittle coming back recently that made me just go back and look at some things. And it really opened my eyes to, I think George Kittle is actually the engine of the 49ers offense. He allows Christian McCaffrey to do so much of what Christian McCaffrey does, not only in the run game, but also in the passing game, because so many of those routes where Christian McCaffrey is going out and doing those choice routes, in almost every other offense, that's the tight end doing that. And instead, George Kittle stays in and blocks so that Christian McCaffrey can go do that choice route, so on and so forth. Now, let me give you a quick stat that I found. This season, in the 6 games without George Kittle, 3.1 yards per carry. In the 4 games since George Kittle has been back, 4.2 yards per carry. He's literally a yard per carry better this season with and without him. On top of that, 1 rushing touchdown without him, 5 with him. His ability in the red zone to move a guy just enough is critical to scoring points in this offense. Now, it's not just this season. If you go back, he missed 2 games in 2024 and he missed 2 games in 2022. Played all of 2023, was banged up quite a bit. If you go through and look in the games where George Kittle missed time, the offense was almost a half a yard worse yards per carry in those games where George Kittle didn't play, regardless of any other players that either did or did not play. So you have in this one, observation, natural evolution, you have a point here if you're talking specifically about his Hall of Fame numbers, about his all-time receiving numbers and stuff like that. You're totally correct. If he had been getting 140 targets a year, he would have probably shattered every tight end receiving record. However, his ability to operate in the offense as a whole, Kyle Shanahan has used him in a really effective way. We've had one of the most explosive run games for almost his entire career that George Kittle has been here. That's not using him ineffectively. It's just not helping his overall numbers for the Hall of Fame, which he will make walking in on the first ballot.
Agreed. It's like, no, I agree exactly where you're coming from. Now look, I believe that George is used exactly. I've got a not so popular take, which is I don't think that George is underutilized. I don't think that he's overused. I think he's used exactly the right way. I really do believe that. And you could look and say, like, and look at how other tight ends, especially the best tight ends in the league, are used. A lot of them are pretty much used for, kind of 90% of what they do best. And then the other 10% is kind of what they do on the team. You got a lot of guys that are really good move tight ends. You got guys that are good in the open field. You got Brock Bowers. You got Laporta. You also have Kelsey, who was class personified at one point. But I think that George is in a different tier of his own. I feel like even in his prime, which I feel like he's on the back end of it, but in his prime, George is the most complete tight end in the league. And that's one of the things that you have to say. There's nobody that does what George does on an elite level, that like blocking on an elite level, route running and being a pass catcher on an elite level, being conscientious in the run game on an elite level. I think that's one of the things that makes George special. So when you do see him go off and score and be kind of like a deep threat for us, especially in the seams, what you've just mentioned, being a huge threat for us in the red zone, you say to yourself, the first question you say is, well, why don't we do that more? Right. And it automatically takes you to the next question or the next logic in your thought process, which is, well, he's not being used enough, if we don't see him there. But one thing that I've noticed right away is George Kittle coming back from being hurt. We got back our best offensive lineman. That's just the truth, man.
That's right. George
Kittle coming back changed the run game, bro. Do you remember the run game still ain't shit. Let's just keep it real.
Sad.
But do you remember, bro? We were out there with a 10 cup begging for a rushing touchdown, bro.
Begging for one.
It was bad. To the point where we couldn't run short yardage, not a question, not happening.
At all.
Red zone, hang it up, right? So George coming back actually gives the edges some teeth. We can actually run outside zone. We can't run outside zone. Hey, listen, man, How do you feel about Luke Farrell, man? I mean, how do you feel about this guy?
I mean, clearly overpaid. If we're going to pay that much for a second tight end, we should have just paid Charlie Warner. He's better. And we drafted him and everything else. So this whole conversation to me lends to, so first of all, I think Jake Tonjes is better than Jake Farrell. Mm-hmm. And maybe Farrell's a little bit better blocker, but not enough of a better blocker that we had to spend that kind of money. Tonjes has been, he's better in the pass game than Farrell is. This points to, there was a comment earlier about Mac Jones has way more attempts than Brock, and that's because Kyle trusts him more. I think if you look at the offense this year, Mac has way more attempts because we're constantly behind the sticks, because the offense cannot move the ball and stay ahead of the chains. And so you're forced to have way higher volume throwing doing that. Now, is that the entire reason? Is that the whole reason? Of course not. But it's a huge factor in why Mac has been asked to throw the ball so much. And to Mac's credit, he's been successful in those situations. And those are not good situations for a quarterback to be in, always behind the sticks.
How the hell did we get back to Mac Jones?
There was earlier, and I
see,
said,
man, look at the ticker, goddamn, look at the ticker, man. I'm over here like thinking to myself,
I'm doing a callback. I'm doing a call.
Like, yeah. Thing, right? I understand what you're saying, and then like, why the fuck are we talking about Mac Jones? Kittle.
To answer the question you just put up a second ago, Kittle is the second.
Luke Farrell is what we were talking about.
Oh, you put up a thing about him. I guess
thoughts about Luke Farrell
bouncing everywhere. All right, my ADHD is taking over tonight, Coach.
HIPAA, man. Don't nobody deserve to know that. HIPAA laws, man.
So yeah, no, I think Farrell, he's fine. He's a solid second tight end, but not for $30 million, $27 million.
All right, so just answer this to me right now before we get out of here. MVP of the offense, not named George Kittle or CMC. Oh, non-QB MVP.
So not the obvious guys.
Mm-hmm.
Can I pick a defensive player or just offense?
Just offense. Anybody on defense, we would just be saying that we're happy that they're there. But non-QB MVP, not named CMC or George Kittle.
I'd say Pearsall, but he's been hurt too much for him to really be that.
Hell nah. He ain't. Come on, man.
Yeah, he hasn't played enough.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really? Kendrick Bourne?
Really?
Several games we won because he dominated. Nobody else was getting the ball like that. Nobody else was putting up 100-plus point games. He came off the street and carried our passing offense for multiple weeks.
That's my guy.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I didn't know I could pick special teams.
Oh, that's true. Offensively, I mean, he scores points.
That's fair. That's fair. You got me outside the box. No, that's a great. Yeah, Pinero for sure.
Hell yeah. Let's get some super chats out of here, and then we're gone. Daza 0187. Mahomes cap hit since 2020 hasn't been over 40 million a year.
Not true.
Silky Smooth Smithers, prime Vic or prime Manning under Kyle?
Manning.
Prime Manning.
But he would drive Cannon.
Well, first of all, whoever who was better. All right, first of all, the only reason why I'm not who's better is Manning.
Yeah.
Right. But Manning in his prime was not being dictated to. He owned the entire offense.
For sure.
I'll have to go prime Vic.
I got you. Okay.
Kyle with that type of speed, bro, you know how he'd be all over the place. TVU $2. Thank you. My ex-wife never bought me no girl. Too funny. Hey, man, listen. Hey, what do you got going on for the rest of the week, brother?
I'm trying to fix my stupid StreamYard because I haven't dropped a video in 2 weeks because I can't fix my streaming service, which my good buddy Coach is going to help me with. And as soon as I do, I'm going to drop some more videos.
Hey, for sure. We're definitely going to do that. I'll help you out with that. Tomorrow, guys, membership, releasing the link for the 3 Deep show with me, Jesse Naylor, and Grant Cohn. And then also closing out with the Faithful Review that's going to be coming out on Thursday. Guys, this is the coach signing off. Stay low, and keep your feet moving. Holla at you guys. Peace.